actually early. I said 1 o'clock and it's 3 minutes to. I'm really struggling with these glasses. I'll put these ones back on. Let's see. I'm not sure now. I think these are better. Okay. I'm all in a tiz. I feel like I'm, I don't know, worked up. That's how I feel. So I've got my router. That's good. That's out here. I'm not even tied it up. Oh, it's been such a rush. Oh, what am I doing? Ooh. Sound like I'm elect to them. What are we doing? Oh, my workshop's right. How are we? How are we doing today? My wife will be on in a minute, I'm sure. We're on. John, how are you, pal? First one. I feel all in a rush. How's the wife? She'll be on, mate. She come out yesterday. Her neck's not good. It's not great, to be honest with you, but she's doing too much, but she's not listening to me. So when she comes on, she'll. She's just been in peg wash now. She shouldn't. She can hardly move. They've referred her to another hospital, a spinal hospital. So hopefully she'll get it sorted. We think it's maybe a disc or something. But no, she's struggling, mate. Yeah, she's struggling. Oh, what have you been up to? Anything good? Yeah, I've been all in a bit of a muddle really, because like I say, she's been in hospital and yeah, it's been a bit all over the place. So I've been car boot this morning. I don't know if you saw. I've just rushed and put a load of shorts on because I've been to the car boot. All right, Jim. All right, mate. It's just us at the minute, and that's one of the things that I will talk to you guys about, John included. Jim and John, I've got something in the pipelines that I want to talk to you about, but we'll do it a bit more privately. It's moving the channel forward, and I need your guys' inputs. So hopefully we'll be able to move forward, and you'll be able to sort of help us out and move with us. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do. So what I'll do is I'll carry on. I'm rambling a bit. So I went to the car boot this morning. Like I just said, I put some shorts on of going to the car boot. My idea is can you set up a little workshop like this, a shed, a lean-to or whatever, cheap as you can. And I sort of give myself a budget of £100. Can I make these bird boxes and the other things that I make for under £100? Basically buy in, I'm sorry I keep messing with my beard, it looks all weird, doesn't it? Excuse me, I'm drinking Pepsi Max. And I'm not sponsored by Pepsi Max, but if you want to send me some Pepsi Max, you're more than welcome. Anyway, so been to the car boot this morning. Can I buy tools that are good or decent enough to make the likes of these things, to make different projects, crafts that sell? You don't have to have, I mean, a lot of my tools are Bosch, but these come from when I worked on site and I needed something that basically that had everything of. So Bosch did, even my chop saw's battery. So that's why I went with Bosch, because you can have everything, but they're expensive. I think even the batteries are about 50 quid. So the budget of £100, going to the car boot, and we've done okay. Well, I think we've done okay, because genuinely we've just got back. I think I can hear my wife and Mia out the front. She bought a bike as well randomly. Anyway, so I think we've done okay. But I haven't tested any of these tools. So obviously this is the risk. You're going to a car boot, why are these things at the car boot? Either they're knackered or they don't want to be used anymore. So I walk around and I try and use my head a little bit and think, you can tell the ones that are just selling tools. For instance, the people that buy a load of stuff from the tip. You can see their stuff. So I try and buy what I think are genuine people. People that have gone through the shed, they don't use it anymore. In fact, I bought not as part of this sort of project, but I bought a drill press. So you put your drill in here and you use it as a press, so it keeps it in line. And it was from a lady, and her dad had just passed away, and I said, well, I'll go to a good home, so it wants a good clean up, and I've got this little drill press which I've been looking for a while that will go just nicely in my workshop, I think. So I've got that. Have a look what else we bought. Should we try it whilst I'm here? I'll move you over here, shall I? And then I'll show you what I bought. Okay, so can you buy the stuff for nice and cheap? Cheap as chip. What did we get? Fuck no, I've lost it. Here we go. Right. First up is a Black & Decker jigsaw. Comes with a blade. Doesn't look too banged about. Reduced to clear. £8. Well, my wife haggled her down to... You'll get them right, this Kim. £7 was it? £7, I think, for 2. So that's, we got this one. I actually didn't realise she got 2. So we've got this one. And she gave us this one that looks a bit older. Looks a bit older. That one and that one. For £7 from the car boot. And they both got blades in. This is a quick release blade, I think. So you just literally push that down. Yep, and the blade comes out. So far so good. And let's have a look at this one. Some of them are Allen keys, I believe. Yeah, see that one's an old style one. So you have to unscrew that to lock the blade in. So we'll give that one a go in a minute. Right, put that one over there. We'll try this one first. We'll try the red one. I quite like the look of that. I'm hopeful. What do we reckon? Am I going to go bang? Listen, it's got to be worth £7 for 2. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right, so it's plugged in. Also, so far so good, it's also got a variable speed on it, I believe. Oh no, it's a lock. Is it a lock? Yeah, it's a lock. So no, it's not variable. One speed. What's the lock for? The locking mechanism there. I think it's for the guard. I think it's to lock the guard in place. It is. So it's got one speed. Let's give it a go. Should we give it a go? Let's give it a go. I'll use the blade that's in it. And I'll just cut a curve or something like that. Do a curve. Hang on. We've got a pencil. Fucking fine one. Yep. Alright. So remember, £7 for the 2, £3.5 each. So I've just drawn a curve on there. Let's give it a go. Well, there you go. That's the first one. It smells okay. See, a little telltale sign if you are buying any tools and it is your first time buying jigsaws, chop saws, drills, and you're unsure. YouTube's fantastic. You can find everything and anything on there. I mean, look, you can find me on there. If I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm not pretending to be awesome or the best at anything. I know for a fact I'm not. But £3.5, that doesn't smell like it's burnt out, doesn't smell like it's struggling, doesn't sound too rattly. It's got one speed, so I imagine back in the day, it's not an expensive one, but I don't know, probably what you're talking, 30, 40 quid back in the 2000s probably, but it's not done too much use. You can see, like I say, that was 2 for £7. So that's a winner, definitely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my jigsaw. Where is it? There. So there's my jigsaw. That's what I use. I'm going to take the blade out and I'm going to retire my jigsaw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace my tools with car boot tools, cheap tools. I'm going to test them, I'm going to use them, I'm going to run them. I'm even going to make some bird boxes and a few bits and pieces hopefully that look good enough to sell or good enough certainly with the use of my other tools. So if I can make my hashtags and I can make my bird boxes and I can make a few other bits and pieces. So I'm going to retire my jigsaw. It's going to go out of the way. I'm going to put it out of the way. In fact, go onto the bench. Out of the way. So I've definitely got myself a jigsaw, which I can use. Put him over here. Pepsi Max. And we'll try the other jigsaw out, shall we? I mean, I've got no real expectations when buying stuff from car boot for obvious reasons. But I do think you can tell, if you go into the car boot, I do think you can tell the real people. So if you look at the shorts that I've put on, I've actually done a short of buying the product as well, so you know it's not bullshit. So I could say, oh, I've paid £2 for this, when really I haven't. I've had it for years. But genuinely, I've done the shorts, I've put them on YouTube and TikTok just to show that we did only pay that amount of money. So we tried that one, the red one. I like that one. It feels quite comfortable in my hand as well. It's not too heavy. It's just good. I quite like it. And that was the blade that came with it. So to be perfectly honest, it wasn't too bad. Didn't make too bad a job. And I was only rushing it. So first, let's try the next one. So this one's definitely a bit older. It's got £5, reduced to clear £5. I think they stuck that on there though, to be fair. I'm trying to look for a date. Black & Decker, obviously. Right, okay. Max watch, what, 350. Right, it's got a blade in it. I won't take the blade out. We'll just try it first. Doesn't smell bad. Cable looks okay. Okay. Well, it works. It's not a variable speed again, so it's only a cheap one, but blade looks a bit bent. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. I'll leave the blade on because, like I say, this one's a little bit different, I think. Yeah, we've got to unscrew that. Basically, all you do is you put a screwdriver in there, you loosen them, and that blade then slips out of its little clamp. I'm just saying this for people that, again, if they're not used to buying these sort of things, or they're not used to jigsaws, not used to chop saws, and you're having to use older pieces of kit, not a problem. There's no reason why this 2 for £7 jigsaws will be any different to my jigsaw, which was probably 120 quid, and the batteries are £60 each. So, car boot, give it a go. Let's do the same again. Let's draw a bit of a bigger circle, I think. Okay. So, I've drawn that. It'll be rough because the blade's not very good. But let's give it a go. Can you see from there? No, probably not. There? Yeah. There you go. And that was the cheaper, weaker one of the two. I really obviously only wanted or needed one, but for £7, I've got a spare. £7, bargain. Well done, Kim. Proud of you for that. She wanted to say, I think she wanted £7 or £8 for one. We got them both for £7. That's good. I'm happy with that. So two work. I think Kim's on as well. My wife on, I think she's on. So yeah, that works okay. I mean, even the blade, it hasn't had a lot of use, you know. And you know what? Again, you find the real people are at the car boots. They were just a couple of youngish women, and I think they've probably gone through granddad's tools or dad's tools, and he'd gone, I don't want them anymore. And you can see it hasn't had a lot of use. So 2 for £7. If you want to do any jigsawing work, you absolutely can. I will use both of these to test them. As I said, what I'll do over the next few weeks of buying different tools, I am going to change my whole workshop into, I've got a budget of £100 of our own money. Like I say, I don't get paid, I don't get sponsored. Nobody fucking wants to. If you want to, by all means tell me. But I won't lie. I won't lie about the stuff that I'm showing. I won't. There's no point. I want to stay real. I want to stay who I am. And if it's shit, say it's shit. So I'm happy. I'm happy with that. 2 jigsaws. 2 jigsaws that work. Well done, Kim. £7 so far. £7. £3.50 each. So I'll put that over here with a win-win. So again, my idea will be that £100, we should do a score chart. I'll do a score chart of keeping track of how much money we've spent. So obviously £3.50, £3, £7 off, so £93 left to spend. £93, yeah? Then we got good old Black & Decker drill. Now it caught my eye, this did, because look at the bag. It's a chuckless end. Now what that means is you use it by hand, so it's got no key. And I don't like the key ones because they're a pain in the arse. And that's the truth. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put, doesn't smell bad, doesn't smell like burnt out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a drill bit in it. We'll put quite a, we'll give it a test, shall we? We'll give it a good test. So I'll put a 16 paddle bit in it. He says. Right. So basically, the chuckless bit is just goes on pressure. It's got some cogs in there, so you don't have to rag it right up. Literally, just a pinch should lock it in place. Again, it's not the dearest drill. It's got normal function, which is the drill and hammer drill. Obviously you need the hammer drill for going into brickwork, concrete, things like that. So it's got the normal drill, hammer drill. We'll get it going in a sec. Tape keeps falling off my fingers. And the reason I've got tape on my fingers, if anyone's interested, is I don't wear gloves and I bite the skin and it gets sore. And for instance, sort of on my finger there. So what I do is it's just become a part of my routine. I take my fingers up and it stops me from biting my fingers. So what are we thinking about the drill? How much do we pay for the drill, Kim? £3. £3 for the drill. We're saying yay or nay? Right, so that's one hammer. Ooh. Ah. Now I don't think that should be lighting up, if I'm honest. It works. Right, hang on. And it's variable. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Give it a go. felt really good. Yeah, just needs a clean. I actually, yeah, by the motor. You used to be able to get the bushes out of this, didn't you? Anyway, you're absolutely right. I think it does need a clean. I've got a compressor. I might give it a good blowout, a brush down, but well, we're proof's in the pudding. I've drilled a good 3/4 of the way through that. Yeah, look. So, and it did it easy. Didn't feel like it was stressing or straining. So I'm happy with that. Really happy with that. I know Black & Decker did one. I'm sure I had one that about snatched my fucking hand off. But that's because it's variable. Okay. I'm happy. 3 quid. 3 quid. And yeah, look. So again, you don't have to put a huge amount of pressure on it. Oh, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll try the hammer. Let's get a drill bit. We'll try the hammer on it, see if it works. Oh, I'll try a bit heavier bit than that. Oh, there we go. Let's try the hammer. I think it's about a 6 or a 7. Oh no. Yeah, 7. So it's probably not much con. Knowing it's variable, I can spin it and tighten it, but I won't. So, let's put it on hammer. If I've got a brick or something, we can use. What do they have, you know? No. Alright, won't matter. We've got a post here. Start this concrete post. Okay. Well. She works. Happy days. They are reliable. Do you know what? My dad bought me my first few bits and pieces. I think he bought me this. You remember that set, the Black & Decker? I think they were the black ones I had, and it came with a jigsaw, a drill. I can't remember if it was a circular saw, something like that. And they came in a pack of 3, and they were brilliant. And you know what? I'd probably still have them today. I don't know. I probably left them somewhere, but yeah, I'm happy with that. 3 quid. So again, where are we up to? So 10 quid. So we've got two jigsaws, 1 drill. This was 3 quid. Again, I'll put the short on YouTube. I've just put it on hammer drill, and it's just drilled a hole into a concrete post, and I know that this bit is shit. So it's a win. It's a win for the drill. Oh, I'm happy about that. That's 3 out of 3. You're dead right though. I'm going to give them a clean, and what I'll do. So like I was saying, I'm going to set my whole workshop up with drills, circular saw, everything that I use every day with a budget of 100 quid. I'll test them, try them, make some things from them. And then if you're a person that hasn't got anything or thinks that they can't do it or whatever, let me know and I'll give them to you. All I'll ask from you is either you collect them or you pay for postage. I can package them all up, put them all together. I'm not sure how much a courier will cost. I mean, I'll move on to my next big piece of kit. And then I'll weigh them. And all I'll ask, if you want them when I've used them and you can see them working and you're happy that they're safe, I'll give them away completely free, and that way you'll be able to set up your own workshop, and you'll also know that they work and that they can make certain things. I mean, like I say, I've got a budget of 100 quid, and if I can even get myself a cheap welder and things like that, I will do. So we're down. Oh no, we're down to 90 quid now. In fact, yeah, 90 quid. 90 quid. Brilliant. 2 jigsaws and a drill. I've still got 90 quid left to spend. It's a win. Win, win, win. That's good. Right. This thing, this is awesome. I mean, if this works, this is great. Is he the guy that didn't want? He didn't want to be seen. I reckon he was on a oh, hang on. I need to put. Let me put you on charge. I reckon this guy was on Britain's Most Wanted list. He really didn't want his face shown on camera. I suppose I shouldn't have pushed the fact and told him it was okay. He didn't have to, but I didn't. I told him he had to. So yeah, if you have a look, I told this guy that he has to show his face. Probably illegal. Fuck it. So yeah, I got this guy wanted a tenner. So chop saw or mitre saw, as some people like to call them. I like to call them chop saws. Again, yes, it was a risk, but it seems to be, again, off a guy that he looked real, as in he didn't look like he'd done car boots for a living. It didn't look like he got a load of shit from the tip. He looked like it was his own stuff. He's even zip tied the ends, the extension handles. So I'll clip them off. If I find I'm still here. Shoot a knife, okay. Right. So yeah, there's even a bag over the. I think that's the extractor where the sawdust comes out. I think. And he zip tied the two handles. Well, they are handles, but they go in here like this. And what it does is basically the longer timber that you have, it basically holds it so it doesn't drop off. So if I had a piece here like this, look, that handle or that extension bar stops that from kicking up, and vice versa. If you're cutting it and you don't want it to drop off the end, that extension bar here will give you a little bit extra room. Personally, with mine, I've used my one, if you can see it. Pull over a bit. So I've got the Bosch one. This is my Bosch one, but it's actually a battery one. I keep it fixed here, but I use this piece of timber to stop my timber from falling. So if I've got longer pieces of timber, like this, for instance, I've got this bit on my worktop that stops it from tipping backwards. So if this works, if this little chop saw, mitre saw works, excuse the hand. There we go. If this mitre saw works, basically it'll give us the right tool for making bird boxes. Obviously, you've got your angles on here that you can set and slide to. Again, I'm not 100% sure how this one works. The tilt is there, and you can lock that off. Yeah, so there's a handle at the back, so that stops it from tilting, because then you can make your angled cuts. I'll go through that in a minute. I just want to see basically if it works first before we start going into the workings of it. Yes or no, people? Yes or no? Feels okay. Just checking the right. So I can see a little bit of an issue with that. Not a problem. Right, so leave that up there. Leave that up there, and what will happen is that's meant to drop down, and the little clasp, the little clip here, wants oiling. Yeah. So not a problem. So there's a little touch up that it needs, but I'm not bothered about that. I'm okay with that. Right, so when testing something like this, obviously be careful is the main thing. This thing will snatch your fucking arm off. Let's give it a go. Piece of decking. This is what I use for my bird boxes. So if I cut one, I think they're 250. Let's just double check. So how long it's been since I've made a bird box? We'll do 250. So if we measure a part of 250, so 250. This would be the front of a bird box. I would make that cut first. Looks relatively in line. Yes or no? What do we reckon? We reckon? Kim, oh gosh. Right. Actually, we'll let it die down because it wasn't. Oh, that's how you do it. It wasn't in line. There is my line, and then screw that down. That's it. So basically, unscrew that. You move it to where you want it. It was on 5 degrees. That's why I stopped. Right. So we're on 0. What do we reckon? Yeah. Just left the tiniest bit, so the length of it, the depth of the cut is, what's that then? I'd say it's 4.5 inches. So it left the tiniest bit, if you can see, there, still attached. However, if I do move my guard, I will fix that. I can see exactly what it is. It's that. So should we try 45? 45. This was my bird box front, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't, you know what, when I do bird boxes, I don't actually measure to the middle. I just do it by eye. At the end of the day, fucking birds don't matter. The birds do matter, of course they matter, but they're not going to be bothered if I'm a mil out, are they? No, maybe they will. Now either I can flip that over and do the same again, or you can slide it, bevel it back the other way. Like so, and cut like that. Personally, just for sheer ease, I would flip that over. That guard there needs to be moved as well. But we'll cut this one. Yeah, birds do matter. Of course they matter. And do you know what? That's pretty close to the middle with a guesstimate, yeah? So, bird box front. I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll even drill the right size hole on our bird box front. So we've used our chop saw. Yeah, I absolutely need to fix this guard. That needs to come down. So basically what would happen is, I'm happy that it all moves okay. There. So what actually happens is, the guard obviously protects your hands and everything else. So when you press the trigger and come down, that guard is supposed to go up, but it wants a bit of oil and a bit of TLC, and that's what actually happens. So listen, I can't be arguing for a £5. I'm okay with that. Yes, it wants this guard fixing, absolutely. But I've got time and I've got the skill to do it. I believe in myself enough. Right, so I'm classing that as a win. Definitely a win. I like that. I do. I really like that. And I'm happy with that. Good. Okay. So, what else did we get? Yeah, let's do that then. Let's make a bird box from it, just so we can see. So it's got. Yeah, we can go over a couple of the features now. So once this is fixed, once we've fixed the guard like that, that's how it will sit. And then when you come to press the trigger, that'll go up, and you cut your timber. So it's just cut this. It's still got a blade in it. The blade, in fact, the blade looks pretty good. It's unplugged, so don't worry. That blade doesn't look like it's had a massive amount of use. It's actually set, this blade, the less teeth a blade has on it, the harsher the cut. So it'll cut quicker, but it won't leave a particularly neat edge. If you notice on mine, mine's got a shit ton of teeth, as in, I don't know, it's got to have, in fact, 100, it says it there. Mine's got 100 teeth on it because it's more of a fine cut. It basically, what happens is, I mean, to be fair, that blade isn't that old, else it would not look like that. It would rip the shit out of the back of it, or it would snag it like it has a little bit here. But as far as a blade goes, that's not a bad blade. I would definitely not change it for the time being. It didn't burn through, it cut through, and cut the 45 quite nicely. I'll tell you what we could look at. We can now look at the bevel. Twat bag. Right, so what you've got, I can lock it into position with this little, there's a little, so what we've got here is there's a little button here. So if I push that in, that stops the top from popping up. Pull that. Would you look? There you. Oh, I see. Oh, it's a twist and pull. Oh, what a twat. Right, so it's locked in position. Yes, see? Twat. Yes. Okay. So that's the mechanism, the workings of it. I think that is the sawdust bag. I don't know why he's blocked that off. I definitely wouldn't. You can either put a bag on there or a hoover, because otherwise you're going to get covered in sawdust. However, on mine, mine just comes out the back and I gather mine up. So basically that's that mechanism, and that moves up. So we'll put it down there, put it into position, and then we've got the handle at the back. If I was to move that handle, we'll lift the saw back up as if it wants to work, move the handle, and that should, yes, lean the saw over. Let's put you back over here. So I think, hopefully I'm explaining this right. We'll use it more. Listen, over the next few days, I will be using these tools. I'm gonna, tomorrow, I'll unscrew this because I've screwed it down. I'll unscrew my my chop saw, and I'll put it away, I'll wrap it up, and I'm gonna use this chop saw. I'm just gonna make sure everything works on it and everything's okay. And that's the sliding bevel. So basically it'll put, well, let's do it. Let's do an angle cut. I don't actually like doing these cuts, if I'm perfectly honest. They're not my favourite thing in the world. Even on my Bosch one, I always think, it's difficult to explain. I feel it's difficult to keep it under control. If you're a joiner or somebody that knows about these things, I think you know what I mean. I don't feel as competent doing it this way, so we'll just get a bit of back and we'll give it a go. So I should stop fucking moaning. Stop whinging about it, Adam. Right. So, has it got could do with knowing what degree it's on. How do we do that? I feel And it's giving you one shot at a 45. Let's give it a go. I think it'll only bevel one way. Let's just try. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Tighten the handle back up. And obviously that guard should now drop back down, okay? You heard it click, I've just got to fix that. And then that'll go back up when it's cutting. So, shut up, Adam. That's what it's cut. Let's have a look. There you go. And that is your picture frame edge, basically. Let's just sand that bit off there, because I think I didn't come down 100% fully, but so yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that. It hasn't got a dial showing me that that was a 45. However, that is a 45. I think basically it's giving you one option of a 45 by cutting it on the bevel. I think that's right. However, that's what you would do for a picture frame. So if I was to cut that again, I'll cut all the way through properly this time. Tighten that back up. Let's do it. Do that there. There you go. So yeah, it's cutting absolutely fine. Yeah. So that's on the yeah, on the 45. That's good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. That's good. And that's how you would obviously do your picture frames, your borders, your things like that. You'd use your 45. So 45 is working. Tighten that back up when using it as a chop saw. Twist the button if you want to keep it down. And there you have it. These will obviously come out. I think they should. If you unscrew these, I'm not sure, but I thought they would go all the way in. Maybe I'm wrong. No, they won't. That's as far. On some of them, they slide all the way in, so as if you're putting it away, you can slide them in and out. All they do is they go that far. And then you tighten that up. Like that. Yeah, stop that from coming out. Vice versa on this one. Vice versa. On that one. And that keeps them handles or the extensions for the timber, like we said, to stop it from dropping backwards. But ultimately, I'm happy with that. I do need to piss around with the guard. I know a few of you, when I use my grinder, I actually take the guard off my grinder, which, yes, I know it's daft, but it's just how I do things. But I will fix the guard on that. It's all there, nothing seems to be broken. It just doesn't seem to want to lift up with the bottom. But that is definitely a win. I don't know if you agree, for £5. So we've cut our bird box front. We'll unplug it. And we'll shift to that road. Where should we put it? I'll put it under here for now, because I need a good tidy up. Let's get my bird box back. So all the what I'll do is I'm going to, obviously with the £100, I'm going to be using or buying the machinery, hand tools, things that I need. The sundries, as in the drill bits, sandpaper, stuff like that. Obviously anybody can get. You can get from anywhere. And again, they were selling them dead cheap at the car boot today. You get the stalls that sell the new stuff. But again, they were selling packs of Bosch drill bits for, I think, £2. This pack, in fact, Grandad bought it for me. If Grandad's watching, thank you very much. When I was doing your fence, rather than buying 1 or 2 drill bits, you're better off to buy stuff like that. Now I've got a company called TW near me, shout out, should give me something free, bet they don't. They're about 25 quid I think, but again, the drill bits that are in them are brilliant, Makita as well, and they last, and you always seem to, well me, I always seem to look after them a bit better if they're in a pack, and I get a little bit titsed off if someone takes them out and don't put it back. So it's even got, oh look at that, didn't even add them. The PZ2s, basically the ends for, see they've got to be 10 quid, got to be. 25 of them, I didn't even see they were in there, that's brilliant. So yeah, I think that's 25 quid. TW, look it up if you're in the Derbyshire area, and you know, I think they're online as well, TW Wholesale. Brilliant, they are really, really good. I've used them for years, and to be honest with you, I go in there regular because they're very, very knowledgeable. So shout out to you guys, Rich and Eben. If you see this, I want some for free. So, sandpaper. I've got sandpaper, but I've also got them on a disc because I've got, well, I will be buying with my budget. So what have I got left? What did I get? Kim, what did we get? 2 jigsaws, 7 quid. A drill, 3 quid. Mitre saw, a fiver. 15 quid. So £85 left. 85 quid left. I say left, it's our money, but 85 quid. So I'm just going to take the burrs off, the edges off. Make it look pretty, but there. Oh, I'm talking like that. So the way I think, yeah, the way I do it when I'm doing the bird boxes, I use. Somebody did tell me. I say it's a square. I don't think it is called a square, but either a square or something like this. Basically, where my bevels come down to the ends, I draw a line across from one end to the other end, and that is where I think that's what I do. Yeah, this is how long it's been since I've done them. I put a mark in the middle, and that's where I put the hole. I just like it. If you do them, you're making them over and over again, like I was, and I was making fucking tons of these things, and lots and lots of people like them. In fact, I've just made one with a hashtag like this, sat on it for my sister-in-law, Steph, for her birthday. It's what she wanted. So I do still make them, but I make more variations of them now. So that's where I normally put the hole, from the end of my what will be my roof. I put my mark there, and the drill bits are, just stay there, not 100% sure what size. So I bought these plates off Amazon as well, and they look really nice around the front. And what I found is, if you can see, yeah, if you can see the plate on the front, what was happening, the birds, for whatever reason, I don't know if they were bigger birds, but they would peck around the hole, and it would look horrible and nasty, and it would just look all rough and shit. So you can buy these plates, I think they're packs of 10 on Amazon, and again I think they worked out about, they weren't even a quid, I don't think, each, because what I tried to do is work out how much the cost of the bird boxes would be, not only in time, but obviously, if that's 90 pence, your hinges are, I think you get a pack of hinges, the tiny hinges for, but work it all out. And I think the bird boxes worked out at about, I can't remember now. It was 2 or 3 quid. It wasn't a lot to make them. If you get your timber for free, which is what we do, we get all our timber for free, they work out about £2 or £3. And to sell them, I mean, you can sell them all day long at 20 quid. All day. Somebody came up with a great idea about routering the front edge, and that looks way better, so we will do that in a future video. So I've got my plates, 32 mil. So this is a whole saw bit. Again, these come in packs. They come in packs. I think the Bosch ones, they're not that dear. You can get the cheaper versions. Again, if you buy this pack, if you get, this is the baby pack, if you get the pack up from this, I do believe, in fact it does, look, the hole saws are actually in there with the actual bit. So again, this pack is so worth having for 25 quid. You know, if you're buying single little bits and pieces and you're a bit put off of going into tool shops, don't be. Fuck them. You're more than welcome to be in the tool shops. And you know what? Without trying stuff, like me, you know, I'm not the best at everything. Some things fail. I don't care. You know, I'm from the era of give it a fucking go. And do you know what? The followers that we've got are exactly the same. They're exactly the same. Do you know what? Give it a go. If it don't work, it don't work. But it helps me. It helps my mental health. It gives me a goal. It gives me a purpose. If you don't know where I'm from a past of, well, drink and drugs, and I've been clean and sober now for over 6 years, and it's the best thing I ever did. So I don't drink. I don't do any of that now, and it's the best thing I ever did. My wife absolutely saved my life, and she knows she did, and thank you very much. It was a life for me worth having now. But I do live with certain things. So I live with epilepsy and other bits and pieces, and my mental health I do struggle with, and I do talk to quite a lot of you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, because we do talk. Men don't talk enough, and suicide is the biggest killer of men under 50. That was a shocking statistic when I was told that. Fucking shocking. And you know what? I've thought about it and sometimes still do, and that's the truth. And you know what? I'm going to talk about it. I will talk about it. No, it's not easy to hear. Shit. And we just don't talk about it enough. And we're going to. That's what we're doing. We're talking about it. Do you know what we're doing? Making a fucking bird box. So stop being depressing and make your bird box. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my drill for the put away. Where's my drill? My Black & Decker. I'm going to get rid of my drill. I'm going to retire my drill. And I know this is all 240 stuff, whereas my battery stuff, but my batteries are dying. I've noticed I had like 10 batteries, Bosch batteries. I don't know if it's the cold or the lack of use, but I'm now down to about 6 batteries. And they're about, like I say, 50, 60 quid each. So I do need to go back to 240 and use my drill. Left to loosey, right to tight to get it right. Come on, fucking hell. You got a reverse on it? Is it? I don't think it does. No. That's strange, isn't it? Is it? Is it strange not to have a reverse on it? Anybody? Right. So, what I'll do, normally I'd put it on here, and if I'm doing bird boxes, I would put it on some sort of clamp. You can make yourself a jig or a clamp. And when I was doing lots of them, I used to use like a bit of batten, and I used to clamp it so it would make it dead easy. My front of my bird box would just slide down, and I'd use it for drilling and everything else. So just for the sake of this, it will be a little bit ugly doing it this way. Make it a little bit more safe. Let's see if we can just pop a hole in the centre of our bird box. You know what? My drill bit's about at it, but what try and do, if you can, is drill through the centre. Once it's come out the back, go from the other side. The simple reason is when it pushes through, all the wood wants to splinter, and it looks shit basically. So if you can, it will snatch a little bit, but this drill is a variable drill, so I can start off slow. And that's just popped the hole out. Be careful because it'll be hot, and that's basically what I've cut out. with the drill from the car boot. Take my my hole saw back out, and again, I'll spend £100. So if I've got any money left over from, I'm pushing it to try and buy a mitre saw, a welder, jigsaw, sander, impact driver. I'll see what I can get for my £100. But if I can buy one of them packs, or I find one cheap with maybe just a few bits missing from the car boot over the next few weeks, I will. But I've just used a size 32 to cut a hole. I would run a little bit of sandpaper, or you can get, again, Amazon, my friend. I bought all these little flappy sandpaper discs. I tell you what, they're absolutely brilliant. All different sizes, flappy ones. So for that, if you just want to clean out, if you just want to clean that out, so there. There you go, and that will just clean that up. The thing is, you can go as far as you want with these, and the thing is, if you're making them in the masses, you find that you can do, the way I did it is I made like 10 fronts, then 10 backs, and then I would cut them all and then put them all together like a jigsaw puzzle. But what I'll do is I'll just put this front on. Again, if I'm putting this plate on the front, another little tip, which it doesn't matter if you want to take the tip or not, it's your choice. Go on, first one to tell me what that is. What is it? Out of 18 people that are on. What's the word? What is it? Punch. Nope. Or maybe you want to punch me. Is that what you mean? A punch is that. That's my punch, my nail punch. Yes, Jim, it's a bradawl. It's a bradawl. But not far away from a punch. The only hey? Mia? You taking a shot at me? That's your punch, and all it's got is it's got a bit of a holler in the end for when you get. Okay. When you get a nail, basically it punches in it, and it sort of it allows you to go over the head of the nail. So yes, it's a bradawl. Well done, Jim. I always use a bradawl. One, because when you're doing quite delicate work, when I say I always use a bradawl, I didn't. I only started using them on more delicate work when I was doing the bird boxes or some other bits, the hashtags. I was finding that I was splitting some of the wood unnecessarily. So all I'm doing here is and when I say it's a bradawl, it's actually a sharpened knackered screwdriver. I've sharpened it to a point, and all I've done is I've pushed my sharpened screwdriver bradawl to start the hole, and then I'm just using some 15mm. I found the screws that come with them are shit. They are made of butter, so I don't bother at all even entertaining the screws that come with them. For this purpose I'll just use a normal screwdriver. So once you've used your bradawl, it just allows you to guide this screw a lot easier to where you want it to go. If you want to try and start a screw off into wood, obviously it sort of finds its own direction, whereas a bradawl will help you. And I push the bradawl in quite far, so because these plates don't they're not structural or anything, they just stop the little shit birds from pecking around the hole. And what I would do So let's get that on. Like that. So that looks better. Yeah, we happy with that? Then I would go to the bush or the tree out the front and I would snip off a nice branch like that. But what I'll do is I'll find some snips in a second. Oh dear, I'm glad I'm all ready for this. Snips anybody? Ah, there we go. Right. So all I use is some wire snips. I find myself a branch that I like the look of. What I'll do is I'll find a drill bit now. I can't remember how, where. I uniformed this as well. I used to put the branch in exactly the same place on every one. If you notice, I like them all uniform. Same as the screws. The screws are all in exactly the same spot. So I the same measurement every time. I hate looking at something and the screws are slightly out. I'm a bit OCD like that. So I'm going to find a drill bit that fits this. That'll do. Something just a little bit smaller. So again, I can see the branch behind it, and all I'll do is I'll just shave the branch down a little bit. Back to our drill. That cost us £3. Wish I had a reverse one. Let's look at that. Fucking annoying. Yeah, and these screws that I use, the black screws, again were given to me by a friend. He just wasn't using them, and they're just black, ornate, round-headed screws, and I wasn't going to use them. And then someone says, well, why don't you? Because you try and hide the screws in your work, whereas why not use them as part of your project, which I do. So I've got my drill bit. Right. I don't drill all the way through. And if I'm selling these, I wouldn't glue the I wouldn't glue the perch in. I would just place the perch in like that, and then put a single serve glue, and I screw them to the back of the bird boxes so people can put their own perch on, or if they don't want a perch, some people say you shouldn't put a perch on. Honestly, I don't care, I like the look of it. So, and I like the fact that it's come off the bush out the front of my house. So we've just made, with our little tools, our 15 quid that we spent, you'll be able to make that back from making one bird box. So I've made one front, bird box front. I'll keep that up here, won't do anything with it. We'll hide it, up here, look, like that. And we'll carry on with our tools, with our car boot tools, and we'll finish and make a bird box. But ultimately there's absolutely no difference to what I've just used there to the, I think that was £400, and like I say, the batteries are 50 or 60 quid. Absolutely no difference between our car boot tools. I mean, most of them, they're all Black & Decker, other than the mitre saw. I think the Black & Decker, tried and tested. That's why they've been around for years, and that's why they're so good. So basically, made this front today from our tools off the car boot. If you like making stuff like this, or you want to, or you know, you've just seen me do it. There's no actual skill to it. It's just trying it. It's just having the effort to give it a go. Drilling holes and sanding, anybody can do it. It is quite basic. But like I say, we'll keep this to one side. I will finish this bird box live, so you know that the tools that I'm using are the tools that I bought from the car boot. I'll start rattling on because I've been on for fucking ages. I do appreciate it. I've seen the views go up and down. I really appreciate it. You know what? The reason I find it so easy to do is because it is what I do. I come round here, I do my thing, I make my bird boxes, and you know what? You guys make it possible. I really, really appreciate it. It helps my mental health. Jim sent me this, fantastic. Thank you so much. John, you sent me some of your artwork. Beautiful, absolutely amazing. It's just amazing. I found my calling, and you know what? Even if it was just us few guys that are on now, even if it was just us that were here, I'd continue. I'd continue doing exactly what I'm doing now, just because it's helping me. It's helping my mental health, and I know it's helping some of you guys as well. So I really appreciate it. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say bye. Let you get on with the rest of your day. Thanks, Kim, for coming on and talking to people. I've seen a few comments. I do struggle to try and keep up, and I'm not the best reader in the world. Hence why I do what I do. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one.